I'm looking for it. Don't you just hold your horses. Montana walking horses. Remember, you get too excited around here on the farm. Heck did it go? Ah, this one. There's another one I like better too, but we're gonna need that. This on the macro of Sam's house, right? You know, when you're doing the remodel on where the main bedroom is, where this thing's parked. Okay, so I got them backwards, but there's no reason you couldn't move this around to a little bit larger, in terms of the kitchen and the dining room and whatever else is down Main Street as far as what may be up. I mean, but let's go back to that one diagram as far as what the structure like comparatively to the geometry of the squared circle in itself may be an issue. Now, certain things are lined up nice. You can make the argument under certain standards of how to efficiently use certain land, whether it floods or not, what you could park there. Well, you know, probably not a gas rig right next to it just in case oil leaks, right? You know, I figure maybe a little bit inside here, the pin chip configuration. I don't give a damn about the lay lands on Earth. If you're going to put that pyramid somewhere and point it in a direction to kind of give somebody a freaking blinkety winkety on what might be up around here and how you have to deal with the dance inside here, it'll be a lot to do with Earth. Anti-life equation as far as what you're mostly concerned about. Generally, that's how she rolls. Now, depending on which way I want to park it out. This one here's a little bit better because we're going out in that direction. Of course, what's downrange from the tip of the pyramid here, the geometry that you're playing with as far as, again, some of this stuff that may be relative, that simple equations, but we don't necessarily need them to be so complicated. I mean, you're going to use a rectangle a lot. That area, what might be under it, there's basically a radioactive isotope inside of there about which ones of these are practical or not, and how I want to failure proof in terms of the Jacobian matrix. You should be able to do this not only with the PRT at any given value, what it is inside of here, but also the fact that would be a Jacobian multi-Worlton system, a wave function, x and psi, environment, sigma, epsilons, and anything else that would correlate to certain decimal points, the wave values, numbers, clicks, ticks, and brain. Lucy's evolution there from dial her back a little bit. What type of analytical? Let's get this ball rolling in terms of how you really are going to need that ellipsoid shape, the cup, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. You know, you start playing with this around. Next thing you know, you got the dollar bill or some 20 burnt up like it's a 9/11 speech. Lots of ways to play that. And again, that's from a while back, giving resources of the MOS fuzz about what might be going on.
Okay, it's Master Mason.
Like that's
coming at you this morning.
Okay. Well, back to the safety guy. If you're having me crank rock in the daily, weekly, monthlies on this thing banging around in terms of what I have to do, because I have a physical limit, you have a physical limit, you have key structural models on what's going on down there. You know, you obviously might need the funds, but there you go with in terms of the pressure gauges, PSIs, and anything else that's going to say dead or alive as far as that cat mathematically speaking before some Heisenberg decides they want to step in here and pound off at the gums before they're hitting the tracks, you know, or the head wave function bathroom somewhere's around here. Uncle Sam's house. Carry on. Again, when you go regionally, there's going to be a certain number. When certain regional numbers become real, how old are you in seconds? That Jacobian matrix is something that we can check up. We can kind of tell, you know, population in an area based in 1,000 when the population isn't what it is, still mathematically sound comparatively the results if I had to use those numbers from what indicating systems of 63 cops getting popped comparatively the number of OD victims up top there, or any other form of mental health specialist or director of mental health or director of economic economic specialist. So with the school, again, this one's not for everybody. Again, it's a specific thesis, not just for the kids, but how I want to integrate this little black book here, the teacher's model, into which version. They gave me 12th graders today. They gave me 8th graders today. They gave me 7th graders today. In terms of that matrix, there's a certain type of wave function that has a better zenith than other people. The return on catching energy, picking up on free radiant energies, utilizing gravity, is to say, well, let's look at the example kids. Their X's, their Y's, their cryptos, their different values of whether you know what it is or not know what it is, or which position that would be to how you're playing the code in this system, P's or X's or 4X, and that becomes 4S for the sides or the parameters of that square, or an octagon or an octahedral, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to need some different gravity systems inside of here to talk about why A is area, what that is, and the clicks and ticks of the brain about X, sigma, and psi, and chi, and other things. Since the Ming Dynasty around here, 2 people log in it, 1 people log in it. Here's some different types of other examples that we're getting to here, but name, date, name, concept in terms of the main gravity, and then we're going to do that again. Review on the Senate here, Capitol building, Senate building here, and executive, legislative. I don't work inside of their computer chip configuration. I mean, that would be a reason for the differential inside of these things when thesis A or thesis B have that triple phase 3-phase motor with 4 wires play which perfect square, photon, gluon, some condension inside of the time game, some pyramids game, somebody's kicking at you. Here's the fractal, the centimeters. I'll go out to 33 centimeters, but it only goes out to 25.4 centimeters, or millimeters comparatively on a full inch. We're going to get more millimeters in this, and here's the conversion table. I might make you use that on some of those math problems up top in my specific book if you're following my line. Now, how complicated I make that is relative. There would still be an interference feedback pattern on what could be the anomaly. 33, 55. It's a dammer rung, and it's uncontainable. I've seen that thing, everything in the school, in that bathroom over there. There's a lake over here. It's everywhere. That would be some of this stuff right here about A plus B equals an irrational imaginary unit, right? And so when we're applying that irrational, you could say Schrödinger, right? IH, the irrational shortest distance right now here is this photon. And that's what it in itself looks like. It's an irrational measurement. It could be any one of these links inside of here that determine the QED, nuclear hug program, regardless of language or structures that determine what that is, because, hey, that's kind of how it is out there. Carl Sagan and Fogg and Carl Sagan, Nuke and Mars, depending on who I need to bump up or why I think it needs to kind of do that system inside of there. And hell, don't care if you don't like it. I'm a free monkey, and you're gonna have to live with it. Don't like it, First Amendment? Come tell me about it. Get in here with some of these cryptos. Well, there's your reality. I'll teach them how to do an impossible code cracking system, which may only be marginally uncrackable. Between here and this communication, that family, I have to get this Senate building to be able to find the fucking Zodiac out there, kid, about English language and language arts and other versions of figuring it out. Why it's still, to get everybody else to benefit off of it, you're going to have to do it that way too. And back to running the Senate building and the airborne jumps and some of the storyboards, doing little Doomslayers and other models that coming in there. Hey, like you got a problem with Lou and Lilith and a few other things around here about Jody and Mary and every other fucking thing in the goddamn world. I'll take you both out at the same time right here. Welcome to Earth. Catch you on the next one.